and welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie. This is the week 24, June the 7th through the 13th weekly wrap up. Okay, let's just jump into lifestyle stuff. I have so much to talk about this week. This week was bomb. If you have not seen this movie right here, 365, I am completely obsessed with it at this point in time. I have been mini spoiled for what the actual books 2 and 3 sort of hint to, and I am not looking forward to them being translated in into English, and I'm just gonna stay in my theory la la land of what needs to happen with this movie right here in the second movie, which probably won't come out until like 2022, I think it said, or that I saw somewhere out there. I kind of need it now. Yes. Internet's been sort of in a frenzy for this movie, and I yes, so many yeses to the point that I'm gonna try and get this video out so that I can do a watch party with my friends and we can chat about it while we watch it again. Yeah, so good. My baby, he graduated from 5th grade this week as well, and what is going on? He's grown 3 inches, and that's not including his little mini afro that he has going on because he decided to let his hair grow out over the over quarantine. He's been out of school since like March the 13th, I think it was, or something like that was their last day, and this is how much he's grown, and that's the fro, and he doesn't want to get rid of it. But hallelujah, we're in phase 2, and he starts swim practice on Monday. The boy needs to expel some serious energy. Now, let's get to some touchy topics here, okay? I appreciate everyone, all the new people. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's like 550 new people subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. And for the most part, you guys are commenting like crazy, and I am here for it. You're making my life that much better by commenting and talking to me, and you know, talking about the things that I talk about in my videos. I greatly appreciate that. And my freaking revenues and things like that are finally coming back up. It doesn't feel like it's a you know, let's colorize the subscription box feel anymore. But there is one thing I do have to say about this, right? Let's get out of our heads that you supporting Black creators is a across the board thing, because you know what? Black creators aren't supporting Black creators. So yeah, I said it, that, and I stand on it. And you know what? Let's not, you know, pretend around here. You know, I'm pretty sure I'm already blacklisted on freaking Black Twitter, and I'm pretty sure I'm blacklisted here on Black YouTube and stuff like that. But you know what? I'm a Black creator, and I try and support other Black creators. But you know what? If that support isn't coming back in the same right, call it petty, call it whatever you want, but yeah, no, not gonna happen. So, going through my subscription box again, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about. Oh no, there's more. And so at one point this week, I was talking to my friend, and we were like, wow, this person jumped up thousands. Now some of them are rightfully getting the views and the subscriptions and the talkabouts, you know, that they deserve. They put out excellent content, they put out meaningful content, everything like that. But in comparison to my 500 extra subscribers, to their thousands of extra subscribers, going from single digits to now double digit subscribers in the thousands, peoples. It is pretty evident to me that it's a, you're generalizing here, that the subscribers like that whole angry black woman thing that you got going on. Yep, I said it, and I'm stand on it. You're not going to get that here. I may get angry at some things that happen in my life or something like that, but not everyone is bred to be a activist. A speak out on film, speak out on Twitter activist. That's not me. That's not what you're going to get here. You're going to get talking about romance books here. So, if you come to see the angry black woman, go ahead and unsubscribe, because you're not going to get it here. You will have a few. You will have a few, because not every single book that I read is amazing, and I will go on a rant about a book that I may not like, or things that I don't like about a book, but you're not going to get the angry black woman in every single video, spilling the tea, things like that. Not going to happen. Sorry. Not going to happen. And on a positive note, I finished up my Hunger Games project that I was doing. I ended up cutting it down just a little bit because I didn't want to drag it on a little bit any longer. I want to get that content out to you guys, so be on the lookout for that if you were looking forward to seeing that Hunger Games vlog project that I was doing. It will be out this week sometime. So let's get into the books that I read last week. I read 8 books last week. Even through all that craziness, 8 books again last week. And I started it off with Mile High by B. Cranford. I placed this in interracial novella, contemporary novella, and I give it 4 stars. I give it 3 Steam fans. I read this as an ebook. It leaves off on a cliffhanger because it is a duet. I haven't read the second part yet, but I hope to. We have Bianca, who is a woman that just got out of a relationship after 13 years, and she decides to take a trip to Australia. On that Australia trip, she sits next to, or has to sit next to, Lucas, who is this yummy, tasty little morsel of Australian man, and they hook up on the airplane. And then you have to wait to find out what ends up happening with them. The next book that I finished was The Selection, selection number 1 by Kiera Cass. I place this in dystopian new adult. I give it 4.5 stars. I give it 2 Steam fans. I listen to it as an audiobook. It does go along with my Hunger Games project. So you'll hear some real-time thoughts in that vlog about this. This story follows America, Maxon. I thought it was Maxon, Prince Maxon, and Aspen, and he, the society is set up as classes, and the prince needs to find a wife, so they hold like this sort of bachelor-esque type competition, and 35 women from all of the classes end up applying, and America ends up getting selected as one of those 35. This is her journey through all of that. I kind of did want to have more voices, but at the same time, I sort of understood where it was going. I did enjoy this book oh so much. It was like crack. It was like, I don't want to enjoy it, but I am. Yeah. And I flew through this one, and then that brings us to The Elite, which is the next book, and it's the second book in the Selection series by Kiera Cass. I place this as dystopian. I give it 4.5 stars. I give it 2 Steam fans. I listen to it as an audiobook, and this is their continuation. We are now down to 6, which are now called The Elite women, and you get to see their cattiness, and I did appreciate that it didn't happen just over a couple weeks. It happened over months. You got to see a change of season. You got to see how Aspen is now a guard in the castle in which America is staying with Prince Maxim and their new dynamics and everything like that. You get to see her family, and I just really, really enjoyed it. The next book that I finished was The Change Up by Meghan Quinn. I placed this in New Adult. Sports romance, I give it 4.5 stars. I give it 4 Steam fans. I read this as an ARC. It is now live, so you can go and check it out. It was so glorious. You have Maddox, who is the bad boy of baseball. If you've been following that sort of series that Meghan has for baseball, you know that Maddox is a bad boy. He likes to get into fights. He is a playboy, and he has a Rolodex of ladies that he always sort of, you know, uses. I guess that's the best way to put it. And it's sad that I say uses, because they're using him as well. They're cool with it. They understand. But he has a best friend named Kinsley, and she wants to get out of her small town and ends up getting this amazing job that she loves. She is this earth girl. She likes to compost. She likes to save animals, and she's a vegan, all that good stuff. And he ends up inviting her to stay with him while she's getting, you know, so she can take this new opportunity. And in their interaction while they're living together, they realize that their friendship means more to both of them than, you know, it did. That they were just kind of hiding their feelings. You know. Best friends turned lovers, and it was amazing. The sexual tension and the sexual acts that end up happening are woo, so hot. Oh, so steamy, so steamy. Not like 5 stars, because it's not like every other page, but the ones that are in there are like, ooh, yes, definitely. The next book that I finished was Dirty Kisses, which is The Lion and the Mouse, #1 by Kiera Wright. I placed this in dark romance. I give it 4.25 stars. I give it 4 Steam fans. I read this as a audiobook from Escape, from Audible Escape. You can also find it on KU. This is a Black author, and this was suggested to me to read because I am so, like, obsessed with 365 D&I, and they were like, oh, this is a mafia story written by a Black author, and it's interracial. I was like, ha-ha! I'm gonna give it a try. And oh, am I happy that I did, because now I'm obsessed with Casimir, Emily, and Maxwell. Oh my goodness. Didn't know how that was going to play out. But it is so good. It's a mystery. It's about the mafia, the Russian mafia, and you get to see sort of this setting. They're in Harlem for this book, and some things are happening. There's some killing that goes along. It is a little graphic, so I will let you know that right now with the different scenes that end up happening. But yes, so many yeses. I'm addicted. Yes. And the next book that I finished was Dirty Love, which is The Lion and the Mouse #2 by Kiera Wright. Dark romance, once again. I give this one 4.5 stars. And for Steam fans, I listened to this as an audiobook. It's available on Audible Escape as well as KU. And this is our continuation. Casimir, Emily, and Maxwell have now moved to Russia and start doing things over there to solve their little mystery that they have going on, and who's trying to kill who. And yes, so many yeses. The only thing is that there are 3 other books and about to be a 4th book in this series, and I'm trying to figure out where exactly these characters can go from here. I am interested in that. The other books, 3, 4, and 5, are only available on KU. They're not available on Audible Escape. But I did find books 3 and 4. Yes, 3 and 4 by Hoopla. So I do get to listen to it as an audiobook. Super excited about that. And I just want to continue on with this because I'm completely obsessed with Kaz and M and finding out where Maxwell goes. And yes, so many yeses. The next book that I finished was Moravian Rhapsody by K.D. Robichaux. This is a BDSM novella. I give it 3 stars. I give it 3 Steam fans. I listened to it on the podcast of Read Me Romance. Read Me Romance. And this book follows Dixie, and is it Nicholas or is it Nicholas? Or I couldn't really understand it, but he is a folk band member that plays a violin, and he's also a dom, and Dixie is a bartender that's on a trip with her father, and she ends up taking a food tasting cruise where he is playing the violin with his band, or with the band, and they see each other across the room and are completely drawn to each other. And he ends up taking her back, seeing the submission in her, and they end up getting together. Yeah. And then the final book that I finished last week was The One, selection number 3 by Kiera Cass. I placed this in dystopian. I give this one 4.25 stars. I give it 2 Steam fans. Listen to it as an audiobook. And this is where we're introduced to some new elements. I think it's the elements were there in the last 2 books, especially book number 2, but definitely in this book about the Northern and Southern rebels, and how they play into this story, and I really enjoyed that new aspect to it. Like I said, I'll have more in-time feelings about the story in my Hunger Games vlog that you guys will see later on this week. But the one thing that didn't really sit right with me is how long it took America and Maxon to finally figure out what the hell they're doing, and Aspen to figure out what the hell he's doing. I just wanted to reach in and like strangle America, and things like that. Now there are 2 other books within this series. Book 4 and book 5 actually follow the offspring that end up happening. So I was like, I can cut the vlog off now because this is the main story. And it's concluded, and you know, we got our happily ever after and everything like that. So yeah, there we go. So what am I currently reading? As you guys may have noticed, I did not have the Boyfriend Project by Farrah Rochon on the list that I read last week, because like I said, I'm a mood reader. I've always said this. I just wasn't in the mood to read this book, but I am in the mood. It's on my list to read this week. I was supposed to be participating in the Blackout Buddy read, but my mind is not in that place to read nonfiction about race. So that's not going to happen. I would have loved to have participated, but nope. No. Not going to do it. Not going to traumatize myself just for the community. No. Not doing it. I will also be trying to read Born Yesterday by Tessa Bailey, as well as my art copy of This Time Tomorrow by Tessa Bailey. Yes. So excited about this. This is paranormal. It's vampire. Yes. Yes. And I'm also reading The Arrival of You by B. Cranford, which is the second book in that finishes up Bianca and Lucas's story from the top of my reads from last week. Other than that, it's summer break. It's summer break, man, and swim practice starts tomorrow, and I have an awesome 365 party that I'm going to be going to. Not going to, it's virtual. Who knew? Netflix, you can sit and watch movies and shows and things like that with your friends, and you can chat during. I hate talking through movies, but I've watched 365 like 3 times now, and yeah, I can chat because I have theories and things like that. So I think I will be using that Netflix party extension quite often. Yes. Oh yes, most definitely. So, have you read any of the books that I have just talked about? Let me know your feelings about them down in the comment section. Make sure you're checking that description box. If you missed anything or if something sounds interesting to you, you can always check the timestamp so that you can go back and get the correct information about it. And things like that. Down in the description box, I also have a recommendation form, so you will need the title of the book, the author, the genre, and then leave your name so that I can shout you out if I end up reading it. I have a feedback form so that if there's something that I could do better, let me know on that feedback form. I've also gotten some suggestions, and you guys may see a series that I had done in the past get revived here soon, maybe. Not sure yet, but you guys seem to want it. And I have a Ko-fi page and my PayPal stuff down there as well. So if you have a couple extra dollars here or there, or you just want to contribute, that would be amazing, because this shit's not always free. Other than that, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video.